We could handle 32b. Now he leaves. Changing the guard. Okay. Rabbi Shimon Gamliel Omer Bizman Shekerish La'agul Asr Mashuk Mukar. The hole in the animal has to be circular, and therefore you know that the part was taken out to be used for idol worship, as opposed to if it's elongated, maybe square, maybe rectangle, then it's going to be permitted. Where's everybody? Fine. So now, Amr Rabbi Yosef, Amr Rabbi Amr Shmuel, Halacha Rabbi Shimon Gamliel. So now, whenever you say the halacha is like one person, that implies there's an argument, and halacha is like one of them. Amr le'abaye halacha mechal dekligi says, okay, halacha means that somebody argues. So who argues? So the response of Rabbi Yehuda was, "My not enough. Why do you care? What do you mean?" So the response to that is, what does that mean? The man made a statement, and we have to understand what he said. And then the Gemara quotes a common phrase, Amrle, Gemara Gomer and Zamar today. But the Gemara is just this teaching made into a song, just made into a nice song, has no actual meaning to it. What does that mean? If he said halacha is like this person, it means he was saying this and not him. That's why I'm asking, who does he argue with? You can't tell me, well, why does it matter? What do you mean? It's not just a nice tune. He was saying something. Okay. Basar. Okay, Charles, with 32b in the middle. So now, basar, meat, hanichnas lavos chavim mutter. Sounds like the case is meat was entering this place of idol worship, and before, who knows what they did with it, you intercepted it and you took it. So now, is that and the Mishnah says that's permitted, even though it was slaughtered already. It's entering a house of idol worship. You somehow got it, intercepted. Not sure exactly how. Slipped the guy at 20 and he gave it to you. I don't know, but now you have it, and yet the Mishnah says it's permitted. So now, Montana, Montana, Rabbi Yochanan, Delo Rabbi Elazar. It's not like the opinion. Should be Rabbi Eliezer. Not like Rabbi Eliezer. The Rabbi Elazar. If it's like, yeah, it should be Rabbi Eliezer. I don't know. We'll change it here. I think Rabbi Elazar came later. Rabbi Eliezer came earlier. Okay, he says, he says that whenever the idol worshiper slaughters an animal, by definition, he has in mind that it's going to be used for idol worship. So this meat that was slaughtered by him, he would say that no matter what happens, it's going to be prohibited. And yet our Mishnah says, as long as you get it before it's actually served or used as the idol worship, as source of idol, it's permitted. So you have a dispute is regular piece of meat, which is slaughtered by the idol worshiper. Do we assume that that's used for idol worship? Or do we not assume that it's used for idol worship? Two opinions. Our Mishnah says that it's permitted, and the other opinion says that it is prohibited. The hayotze aser, but if the meat is leaving the house of idol worship, then it's prohibited. Because then it's like the slaughtering of the dead. Yeah, slaughtering of the dead. So now what does that mean? My time. It's impossible that he went in and walked out and there wasn't some kind of use of this meat for idol worship. So money, who's that opinion? Like Rabbi Yehuda ben Beseiri, the Tanya Rabbi ben Beseiri Omer, Minayin l'tekrovas avodas stochavim shemitame be'ohel. How do you know? How do you know that anything which is used that was served as an idol can impurify a whole area when it's under an ohel, under a tent? So as opposed to touching it, but if we know if a dead body is in a room, right, the whole room becomes tamei. How do you know that something that was used for idol worship has the same status. Shinemar vayitzmu lebal peor. They attached themselves to Baal Peor. Vayochlu, they ate. Zivchei mesim. Zivchei mesim, sacrifice of the dead. Just like ma mace, just like a dead person, he can impurify a whole area. Be'ohel, under a tent, the whole place becomes impure. So too, a takrov could be metame be'ohel. Now, it seems like the novelty here is, I don't know, maybe they point this out, but it sounds like even if that piece of meat itself was not served for idol worship, but it was in the building where for sure idol worship was served. Therefore, it's going to become impurified like it was in an ohel. That's why we brought this whole thing over here. Yeah, I think so. That makes sense. So even, it sounds like no matter what was in that building, but since they for sure worship idols, so then even the piece of meat, you can assume this also became, no, that's not true. What's its status? It became tummy. What does that mean it became tummy? It became also like an idol? What was the tumah? Tumah of idol worship?
I'm surprised.
It wasn't tumah of a dead person. There was no dead meat. It became tumah of an idol.
It's just it's a comparison. No.
I mean, it's prohibited. That's the point.
Yeah,
exactly. It's prohibited. So even though it wasn't used, but it's prohibited, like as if it was used itself, it also becomes prohibited. Okay. Now, a person goes to a tarfus, a place of idol worship. So on the way there, it says asurin lases v'lases imayim. You cannot go give and take. You can't do business with them on their path, on their way to their house of worship. Amar Shmuel, it depends who it is. Is it a Jew or is it a non-Jew? Idol worshiper, if you have an idol worshiper on the way there, don't do business with him, because when you give him money, he's going to be so thankful. He's going to go and thank his idol. But on the way back, like, he's not going to go turn around and go thank his idol. Whatever happened, happened. So on the way back, you can give him money in exchange for an item, and he won't turn back around and reverse and go thank his idol. However, if a Jew is going to do idols, the tarfos, the halicha mutter, exact opposite. On the way there, it's permitted. Why? Dil mahaderbe. It could be. It's not a guarantee he's going to go through with the idol worship. There could be. He's a Jew. He's a Jew. So the Jew might turn around and come back. So, however, bichazara asr, interesting. On the way back, though, it's prohibited. Why? It's very psychological here. Kaven the avik be mahader. Once you went and you attached yourself to the idol worship, now you're attached. Once you're attached, you might go turn back around. As opposed to the idol worshiper, sounds like he goes every day or whatever it is. So he'll be back tomorrow. But the Jew, since he's already attached, there's a chance he's gonna turn around and go back to the idol. Yeah, Hadar Azar. Vahatanya, but can you really say that? The Brisa seems to say something different. It says Yisrael Haholit L'Tarfos, a Jew who goes to the house of idol worship, Bein B'Halicha, Bein B'Chazar Aser, even on his way there, it's prohibited. We're not saying he might turn around, and yet we said it's permitted. Yisrael Mumar, a rebellious Jew, the one who threw a lot of his Judaism off, he's going to the house of worship. He's probably not turning back on this trip. So for him, it's going to be prohibited. But a regular Jew who happens to get caught up in the moment or whatever, and on his way, there's a good chance he's going to turn around and go back. You're going to the marketplace. You're going to the marketplace. Bein B'Halicha. Now, it's a marketplace of idol worshippers. So, however, the question is going to be, are you going there for business? Or are you going there for religious purposes? That's the question. If you're going for religious purposes, it's going to have one set of rules. If you're going for business, it's going to have another set of rules. So let's see. Whether he's going or coming back, it's permitted to do business with him because he's going for business purposes. He's not going to serve idols. However, Yisrael if they read Yisrael who goes to the marketplace, so on his way there, it's permitted. On his way back, it's prohibited. Says the Gemara, the Amri Avodah Zora. So the May Avodah Ika Behadeh. So a Jew on his way back from the marketplace, it's prohibited. Why? Well, because it could be he sold an idol at the marketplace. He got money in exchange for the idol. That money is prohibited. You can't have anything, any remnant of any idol worship in your possession. You have to get rid of it. So now he has that money in his possession. If you give him money now, it's going to come mixed together, and therefore he's going to have this in his house. So you can't really can't give your money to him mixed together with his money. That's not going to be permitted because then he's going to have, these remnants of idol worship in his possession, and that is prohibited. So says the Gemara, okay, so yeah. Says Gemara, over the Chavim Nami, name of Zavin, and therefore Demei Avos Chavim Ika Behadeh. So an idol worshiper, why is it permitted for him to do business with him on the way back? Say the same thing. He went there, he sold an idol, got money. You give him money now. You're putting the money together, and then he's going to have an idol, remnants of idol worship in his possession mixed together with yours. That's going to be a problem. So, Ella Obed Kochavim Marminan Glima Zavin Chamra Zavin. So no. Idol worshiper wanted to do business, so he sold a shirt. He sold some wine. He didn't sell an idol. So to say the same thing by a Jew, Yisrael Nami Amar Glima Zavin or Chamra Zavin. Maybe the Jew also never sold an idol. He just sold his shirt. He sold some wine. No. Isa the Havale Hacha Havim Zavinle. If the Jew was selling shirts or wine, he would have sold it here to his fellow Jews. Why are you going all the way to the idol worship marketplace? What are you doing over there? You're going to go sell an idol, which you can't sell in the shtetl. You have to go to the big city. But just selling a shirt, why would you go all the way there to sell a shirt? Versus the idol worshiper, that's his chevra. That's where he goes. That's where they hang out also. So for him, he would go over there to sell a shirt or sell some wine. Yeah. So now, next part of the Mishnah, Habayin Mutarin. The Bayin are the people coming back, from the house of worship. On their way back, the idol worshippers, you could do business with them. It depends. If there's a whole chaver that are all connected to each other, they're all one group, so then you should not do business with them because they might go and turn around and go back to the idol. Interesting. But if it's one person, or if it's a group of people that are not connected, so you can go do business with them, we're not worried they're going to go and turn around. I guess when you have a group, it's more likely. They're going to all go thank their idol together. That's more of a worry, and therefore you should not do business with them. I guess if they're all connected or not. They're wearing the same jerseys. I don't know. That's good. Yeah. So, okay. Now we're going to have a lot about this. We're going to have now these leather flasks or kankanim or jugs. And basically the question is, once wine was absorbed, we'll see at the very end, cold, hot. Yeah. Once wine was absorbed into the material, into the leather jug, the earthenware jug, so then how do you get it out? Can you get it out? Can you not get it out? How does one get it out? Because if you don't get it out, since the taste is absorbed in the vessel, that's going to be a problem. The next thing you pour in will take some yayin nesek taste, and that's going to be prohibited. So that's going to be a little bit the name of the game. Okay. No dos of the kochavim v'kankanei. I'm talking about no dos of the kochavim gerudim chadashim mutarim yishenim umizufafin asurim. So now you have these nodos, you have these the jugs, and if they are gerudin and chadashim, so it sounds like there was really if they're smooth, brand new and they're smooth. I mean, you haven't put yet pitch inside, you haven't lined it with pitch. So those are mutter because it doesn't absorb so well. And therefore, Rashi points out only if wine is there for a short period of time. But if it's sitting there for a year, it's a problem. But wine goes in and then comes out, a day later, maybe even less than a day later, that's going to be fine because it's not lined, doesn't absorb so well. Yishenim, but older wine that's been sitting there, the older jugs, umizufafin, and they are lined with pitch, so those absorb very well. And therefore, they've been around for a while, wine has been absorbed into them already, and it's absorbed well, that's going to be prohibited. Asurin. You put your drinks in there, it's gonna absorb. So right now we're talking about specifically those Rashi says, the leather, sounds like the leather flasks. We're going to get to earthenware later. That's going to absorb much faster. But right now, these leather jugs, flasks, these depend. Is it new and not lined? Or is it older meaning that wine has already been absorbed in it numerous times and it's lined with pitch? Those absorb and therefore asurin. Oved kolchafin Rivon. So now you have the idol worshiper. So he is Rivon. He goes and he lines it, right? He lines it with pitch. The ibdan, and he tans it, smooths it out. V'nasam l'socho yayin, and he puts wine inside of it. And now v'yisrael omed al gaba, and you have a Jew standing there the whole time. Eno choshesh, nothing to worry about. Now, what does that mean? You see the idol worshiper touching the wine, putting to the flask, and Shmerel is there, waving at him. There for what? It's under rabbinic supervision, right? Yeah. So what does that do? It's still yayin nesek. What did you gain? What do you mean? It stays like that. Hockey comer. Oh, Rivavon the ibdan v'yisrael and so yayin. So you have the idol worshiper who is lining it and tanning it, and the Jew is not just standing there; he's putting the wine in, and another Jew is watching him. Then the Eino Choshesh says the Gemara Uma'achad Yisrael knows Yayin Yisrael Acher Omlagav Lamoli. You just solved the whole problem. The Jew is putting the wine in, not the idol worshiper. So Shmerel's there putting in the wine. Why does Beryl have to be there too? Watching him, what does that do? Dilma agav tirde menasech v'lavadaite. The guy putting in wine is really working hard, and when his eyes are closed, when he's not looking, the guy's going to take it and use it for his idol and pour it for his idol, and then it sounds like and then give it back to him or whatever. So since he's not so he might get distracted, not so conscious of it. Having another Jew there is going to remove that worry. That is Rav Kollel. Rav Zvid Amar L'Olam Kidika Amris. Rav Zvid says, no, really like we said originally, and it sounds like that only one Jew is there. The Hacha Be'idna Dekashadile Nasa Kizorek Mayim Latit. So says Rav Zvid that that really it's one idol worshiper and one Jew. When the idol worshiper is lining it with this pitch, so clay, the pitch. So when the Jew puts the wine in, Rav Zvid holds it's going to get mixed together, and the pitch is going to take away the taste, the absorbent part of the wine. The wine is going to take it away, just like putting water into clay. Water into clay, that the clay is going to dry up, and there's going to be no more water there. So too here, he's going to line it with pitch, and then the guy's going to put wine in. And that's going to take away the wine. It's going to take away the wine. No more wine. no problem. So now, Amar Rav Papi Shema Mino, it says Rav Papi Shema Mino with the Rav Zvit. I learned now from Rav Zvit. The Yisrael Shari, an idol worshiper who throws the wine into a Bei Milchi the Yisrael. What's a Bei Milchi? A Bei Milchi is a vessel full of salt. Now the vessel is going to absorb the wine. However, the salt will take away the wine, the part that absorbs. So just like the pitch will do that, I learned from Rav Zvid that salt will do the same thing. Oh, not so fast. By the salt, it sounds like it doesn't dry up. It just gives flavor to the salt. By the clay, by the pitch dries up and there is no more wine. Here it sounds like the wine still remains. Yeah, one actually is gone. So Rosvid said was specifically by pitch. Don't extrapolate to salt. Salt will just add taste to the salt. There'll be a wine tasting salt now. It'll be like wine flavored salt. So that's very different. Yeah. Okay, Baradi Kaya. So now Baradi, the Arab merchant, Anas Hanu Ziki Meravitzka. He forcibly took. What? He seized them, yeah. These Hanu Ziki Meravitzka, these flasks from Rav Yitzchak Bar Yosef. And what did he do? Rama Bahu Chamra, he put wine into them. So that sounds like they would do this. They would take the Jews' flasks, put their wine, and send it back. So Rama Bahu Chamra, and send it back to him. Thank you for your donation. Yeah, here's a bottle of wine. So from your own flask. So Asa Shayil Bei Midrasha. He didn't know what to do. If I pour it out, what happens now? It's absorbed, it's not absorbed. What can I do? So Amarle, nowadays you throw away and buy another one on Amazon. It'll arrive the same day. But okay, it wasn't so easy back then. So Shal Bei Midrasha Amarle Rabbi Yirmiyah Kach Hora Rabbi Ami. This is what Rabbi Ami said. Halacha Lamaisa Mimalan Mayim Shlosha Yamim Uma'aram. So it sounds like you're pouring in water, unpouring it, pouring water, unpouring it. You do that for 3 days. For 3 days, each one of the 3 days you pour water in, let it sit for 24 hours, and pour it back out. That will remove the wine that got absorbed in the vessel. The almarava tzarich la'aron me'es la'is. You got to every day wash it out. Savramino hani mili didan. So they thought to say that was only hani mili didan. Aval didhulo. That was only our vessels, that you can do this process and take away the wine. However, their vessels, you couldn't do that. Why? Because their vessels have been absorbed with wine for many times already. Our vessels are not usually absorbed with their wine. So basically, what it means is that since it was now newly absorbed yain nesach, you can wash it out. As opposed to theirs, that's so much absorbed yain nesach into there, the water's not going to get it out. That's what they thought to say. But Kiyasa Rabin Amar Shimon Lakish, when Rabin came and said in the name of Shimon Lakish Shekat Shalanu, the Echad Shalahem, whether it's ours or it's theirs, flasks, doesn't matter. Sounds like the washing out is going to help even their flasks. Sabr of Acha Brederova Kameder of Ashi Lamemar, Honey, Mili Nodos of Al Kankanim Lo. They thought to say that really it's only Rav Ashi. In the name of Rav Ashi, these are only these leather flasks of Al Kankanim, the Kankanim. But jugs, not. Why not? I guess jugs were harder. Yeah, Rash says they were earthenware, and it gets absorbed much better, and therefore the water system of getting the absorbent material out is not going to work. It doesn't matter whether it's leather, whether it's earthenware, that's still going to be enough to deabsorb it, so to speak, and get the yain nesach out. Now we're going to have a lot about earthenware vessels. So this happens to you, you'll know what to do. Earthenware jugs. Earthenware jugs. Right, that word kankan, mechanica. When we know kankanim. So I guess it means earthenware specifically. Here it's earthenware. Kankanim Shavot Kachavim Chadashim Grudim Mutarin Yishanim was up in Asurin. So new earthenware jugs that are smooth and you have not lined with pitch are going to be mutter. Yishanim was up in Asurin. If you have older ones that have been absorbed many times already, and it has pitch, that's going to be much more absorbent. That's going to be prohibited. Obed Kachavim Nos Masoch so Yishol Nos Masoch Mayim. Obed Kachavim, he puts wine into it, and then a Yisrael can put water into it, or or the idol worshiper puts in wine, and then a Yisrael knows steer umorius. He puts the fish brine or the fish oil inside to take out the wine that's absorbed in the vessel. The eno choshesh, and you have nothing to worry about. You put the fish brine in or the fish oil inside. So now on that you can put different material in. Is that something that you can lechatchila do? You can go buy the yayin nesach, dump it out, and put it in your fish brine, or it's only if you have it already and you realize, oh no, then I can do it. Is it plan A or is it plan B? So Tashma Tani Rav Zid Bar Oshia Halokech and Kana Milvik Chavim Chadash Nosen Socha Yayin Yishain Loten Sochen Tzir Umorias lechatchila. If you have a new vessel that has wine in it, so then if it's new chadashim, so no son the sochel yayin, so that you could put your wine into it. Yeshanin, that's already been absorbed with their wine, you can put in the fish oil and the fish brine. Lichatchila, plan A. It's not plan B. It's plan A. It does such a good job. It'll do. It'll do the job. Now, you have these vessels, and you put them back into the kivshan eish, reminiscent of Avram Avinu, right? You put it into the fiery furnace, and it gets all burnt up inside. Does that purge it from its yain nesach or not? So Amrle, seer, soref, or lokoshikin. I don't understand. Fish brine does the job, but fire is not going to do the job. Of course, it'll do the job. So Itmar Nami, Amr Rabbi Yochanan, Amri La Rav Ami, the Amri La, Amr of Asi, Amr Rabbi Yochanan, the earthenware jugs of the idol worshippers, once they've been returned to the fire, Kevan Shenoshru, Ziftan Mehan Mutarin. Since the Shenoshru Ziftan, the pitch has been purged. Shenoshru Ziftan Mehan, I think it's been removed. The pitch has been removed from them, then it's going to be Mutarin. Yeah. Pitch falls off. Yeah. Since the pitch falls off, it's going to be permitted. Amar Rav Ashi says, Rav Ashi lo tema ad dinasron. You don't need it to actually come off. Ella afilu ripa mirpa. Even if it's getting a little softer, that's already a sign. Avchav lo nasar. That's already a sign that it's gone, and that's going to be good also as well. So kinsa. Now you have you put inside burning wood chips inside. It's not the same as fire, but it's hot wood chips. Is that going to do the job or not? Ones that it's permitted and ones that it's prohibited. The hilchasa command asr, and the halach is like the one who prohibits it, meaning that wood chips that are fiery, burning wood chips, is not enough to purge the vessel from its wine. What about putting beer inside? Is that going to purge it or not? Rav Nachman, Rabbi Yehuda, Asri, they prohibited. The Rava Shari and Rava permitted. Ravina Shari Leila Rabbi Chia Bray. Ravina allowed Rav Chia his son. Ravina allowed to Rav Chia Bray the Rav Yitzchak to lemir mabashichra, to throw in the beer into the vessel of wine, and that's going to purge it from the yain nesach. So Azor Rama Bechamra, he went, he put it in. He put in the wine. He actually put in his own wine, not beer, his own wine. And even so, he wasn't worried about it. And he said, "No, Amar Akrai Ba'almahu." It's a happenstance, meaning, I guess usually he wouldn't do that. He wouldn't put in his own wine to remove that wine. But in this case, he did it, and he wasn't. He didn't comment about it. Sounds like even wine could take out the wine. That's what it sounds like. The sharpness of regular wine could take out regular wine. Or maybe no. Maybe he did it, and it was not allowed. I don't know. It was permitted or prohibited. Usually, wine doesn't take out the wine.
Doesn't bring it down.
Rashi says, so yeah, meaning we're allowing beer to be put in. We're not, of course, we're not allowing wine to be put in. So now the problem is, it sounds like they're very close together. A person can easily confuse beer for wine, and if they see you can put beer in, then you might think that you can put wine in to take out to purge it from yain nesa. However, even though somebody did this, that didn't make them prohibit putting beer in. So they still allowed beer, and they weren't worried that you might confuse it with wine. Okay. Rav Yitzchak bar Bisna Habilei Hanu Mani de Puksana. So Rav Yitzchak the son of Bisna had these vessels, de Puksana, which were for dung of the animals, and he put in them yayin nesa, malinu. And now what happens? Malinu maya and anichenu b'shimsha. He put it in the he put in water and they put in the sun. What happened? Kaboom! They blew up. So they broke. It's afraid. It doesn't mean you prohibited it forever. What it means is you broke your own stuff for no reason. Why? But they said you put water in it. They didn't say put water and put it in the sun. So, but he thought you put water in the sun. That's not what they said. They said just to put water in. Amarav Yusna Amarav Ami Kli Nasser Ein Lo Tara. So now this Kli Nasser that says a certain material, exact material is called. It's called certain earthenware material. It's clean. No, it's a certain lead. Yeah, it's a very absorbent material. It's kind of lead, I think. Nasser. What?
Sandstone.
They say sandstone?
No.
Oh, Kli Nasser Ein Lo Tahara Olamis. Oh, I always do this. I get confused on what it is, and the next line of the Gemara is my Kli Nasser. Rav Yossi bar Oven Kli Machporis Shaltzrich. It's a vessel. It's not going to be helpful for me. It's covered over with earth. That they get srift, some kind of alum. I don't know. The fancy word. I don't know. Some salty rocks that look like it looks like copper, looks like iron. This kind of material. Maybe it's kind of metal. It's really something. I know it's ground that looks like metal. Yeah. Okay. 68. Look there. Yeah. Okay. Debate Parzak Rofila. So now, this person, Parzak Rofila, Anas Hani Kubi Mipumadisa. He also seized different jugs from Pumpadisa. And what did he do? And he filled it up with wine, and he sent it back. So Asu Shailuhu Rav Yehuda. They went and they asked Rav Yehuda, Amar, Davarsh Ein Machniso Lekiyim. I see these vessels are not really things that are used, they're not material that's used for things to last for a long time. So Davarsh Ein Machniso Lekiyim, so therefore Meshachshem B'mayim Vehemutar. Just wash it out with water and it's going to be permitted. Amar Vavira Hani Chatzvi Shechimi Daramai. These Chatzvi Shechimi of the Aramai, these earthenware vessels that are of the Arameans, Kavan Delay Bali too, they don't really absorb well. Meshachshen B'mayim Umatarin. Just rinse out with water and it's going to be permitted. Amar Papi Hani Petufsa Debei Mixi. Kavan Delay Bali Tuva Meshachshen B'mayim Umatarin. Same idea. These vessels, earthenware vessels of Bei Mixi, it's a place where the ground is very hard. So, and their cups don't absorb so well, and therefore, if yain nesek was put into it, just rinse that with water, and it'll be permitted. Yeah. Okay. We'll stop here.